What's going on, guys? It's Tickers and Tokens here, back with another video. And in today's video, guys, I want to talk to you about some crypto news. So, headline for this one is Cardano weighs on crypto majors after U.S. tech stocks plunge. I got a little video we're going to pull up and watch together. Let's
Amazon, Microsoft, Google, a little bit of Apple, not as much as these other names. But, you know, and obviously Meta being one of the worst earnings we could possibly imagine. I regret I didn't mention that earlier.
R.I.P. to Mark Zuckerberg, y'all, man. The man lost $100 billion. Man lost $100 billion. $100 billion. He is the single largest net worth loser in history. No one has ever lost as much money as he just did. 100 billion with a B. Man, you can make 100 billionaires with that money. They probably just did, because all that money had to go somewhere, right?
Here, what a terrible market reaction. Yeah. And crypto is not necessarily doing poorly, but it's not great. Explain that.
I'm going to put more of a positive spin on it, because as far as I'm concerned, today is kind of a day of bad news being good news. Because, you know, unequivocally, as you say, Amazon's really disappointing announcement sounds like the fourth quarter is going to be really unpleasant. And those shares...
Yeah, Amazon gave very poor guidance. They said their sales are going to be down. They expect the costs to go up just because of inflation. And they've just been saying what every other company's been saying for a long time now, just that things are projected to get worse in the future. And if we have a good quarter, don't expect it to carry over, because all of it's going to be bad. So, nothing new there.
Took a real hammering. But I want to show you two charts that kind of illustrate why I think this is kind of good news for the crypto sector, and actually for stocks as well, but I'll get on to that. But the first chart that I want to show you is Netflix's earnings announcement back in January. I think you've got that chart there. And basically, if you chart Netflix against Bitcoin and Ethereum, after the earnings announcement back in January, what you find is that as Netflix's price was really plunging downwards, you got Bitcoin and Ethereum also plunging downwards in solidarity with Netflix. That was at a time when there were a lot of what, you know, crypto traders call...
So I guess that would be a good indication of what just risk on, risk off dynamics in the market, because I can't imagine why Netflix would be so correlated with Bitcoin and Ethereum, given that Netflix is just a streaming service, and you know we're talking about cryptos here. So as you can see at the time of this video, down here in the bottom right, ETH and Bitcoin are trading for 21,000 and 1,600 respectively. Man, I can't believe they're even back up that high. And it just seemed like they were going to trade in that 20,000 range forever. But we all know better. If you're in the crypto space for a while, you already know better.
Called weak hands in the market. There were a lot of people who had bought relatively recently and were in it for the short haul. And I'm not just talking about individual traders, of course. I'm also talking about the institutions, hedge funds, and so on that got into crypto in a big way in 2020.
And we hadn't even seen the full extent of that, man, because we still don't have any ETFs. We don't even have any ETFs yet. The spot Bitcoin ETF, spot Ether ETF. I mean, think about it like this, too. We only have 2 blue chip cryptos right now. 2. Just 2. 1, 2. We have 2 blue chip cryptos. You realize how early we are to this space, y'all? That we only have 2 blue chips? If you go to stocks, man, I can name you off 100 blue chips. 200 blue chips, man. Just give me like an hour to write them all down. In crypto, we got 2. So we can easily get up to like 10 or 15 blue chips in crypto. So, long term.
And they weren't really committed to kind of, you know, the dream of crypto or anything like that, most of them. Let's face it, they really didn't care about any of that. They just saw it as a risk-on asset. They were excited to, you know, make some quick money. And when things weren't panning out, because the market topped in November 2021 and started going downwards, and then they saw stocks, particularly the big tech stocks that they'd been putting all their hopes into, also falling, they all started moving in unison. It was kind of the same new narrative that crypto equals tech stocks, you know? So you saw a big fall after the Netflix announcement in Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if we look at the charts, I don't know if you've got them there, but...
we don't have the charts, unfortunately.
We'll put them in. We'll put them in. Don't worry.
All right. Whatever. I'll just describe it. It's fine. So basically, the chart of Amazon after its earning announcement last night, I was watching this very, very carefully because, you know, after the announcement, I saw Amazon start to drop precipitously, obviously. But I was more interested in what would happen to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they reacted. Yeah, they went down a bit. But like you just mentioned, actually, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that big a deal. Right, and that marks a real change from what we saw in January. So that got me.
If you've been actually watching like Bitcoin and Ethereum, man, they've been, no matter what happens in the market, man, they've just been trading in a range. Like they haven't been nowhere near as volatile as like their reputation, you know, precedes them. You know, whenever you hear about crypto and how people explain it to you, you're always like, oh, it's so volatile. It can go up 20% in a day and be down 30-40% the next day. That's just how the space moves. And it is. Generally it is. But these past like 2 or 3 months, it's just been trading in a range, man. Just cruising along. Just holding that Bitcoin's been holding that 19 to 20,000. He's been holding that like that 13 to 14. But now it's now they're back up to 21,000 and 1,600 respectively almost. So, and Doge just been on a heater, dude. Doge is getting up there close to 9 cents now, man. Off the Elon Twitter buy.
Me thinking, have all the weak hands, or most of them, finally been shaken out? Are we now in solid territory? And so I had a good look at the on-chain data again, just to remind myself of what's going on there. And sure enough, we're now in a position where, according to Glassnode at any rate, we have fewer people holding, or rather fewer addresses holding 3-month or less aged coins than ever before. So, you know, let me put that another way. Basically, what it means is that, you know, most of the coins are in the hands of people who are more committed to Bitcoin.
Yes. So this is something I've been saying for a while too, is all the speculation in crypto is gone. All the leverage and margin trading is disappearing. You're seeing the people who have been in these coins for a long haul. The people who've been here since like 2013, 14, 15. You know, the past 5, 6, 7 years. They're still here. They're going to keep holding on. They're going to hold on today. They're going to hold on tomorrow. They're going to hold on until 2025, 2030, 2035, 40. A lot of these guys are in it for life, man. I'm one of those people too. So you're seeing those are the people who are still here. Everybody else is getting flushed out. That's why you don't see any real price volatility more moving around anymore. People aren't trading these coins right now. They're holding them, and I'd say they should, because I just explained to you that there's a huge future out in front of it. So buy and hodl.
The number of coins that have been held for 3 months or less is smaller than we've ever seen before. So that's quite remarkable. And actually, it always marked market bottoms in the past as well. So, you know, we can't say definitively that this is the Bitcoin and Ethereum market bottom. We don't know for absolute certain. You know, there could be another lurch downwards, particularly if stocks take a dive. But I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing, because there's that decoupling appearing to begin between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and tech stocks. Maybe finally Bitcoin and Ethereum will do their own thing.
So just to sum this up, what you're basically saying is this: the paper hands have all folded.
Yep.
They're out. It's mostly diamond hands now. I'm using the terms that the kids on Reddit use. And that's what's led to that decoupling. In other words, that there aren't that many weak hands anymore. And so the kind of weak hands that would have traded crypto alongside of tech have left. Nonetheless, tech still might have a really, as you said, might still yet suffer for whatever.
Yeah, I think tech's already having it bad, man, but it's gonna get a little worse too. The earnings picture is not gonna get any better anytime soon, that's for sure. And if you well, it's hard to say, because I'm thinking now that with these just disastrous earnings that we've had right now, man, just the comps for next year for these tech stocks are just going to be so easy to beat. Just as long as they start doing anything better, they can just start doing marginally better because the market's already priced in pretty much the death of these stocks. If you got Google and Amazon down like 20, 30% on the year, Amazon's down like 40 or 50% on the year now. I mean, like, come on now. I mean, we're talking about the biggest companies in the world right here, and they're being treated like penny stocks because the market's so scared. I mean, how much more can they really go down? I mean, you can say that all year, I guess, but I don't know, man.
Whatever reason, we don't know.
I'll say it like this. I think we finally might have hit that point where they're going to start to trade in the range for a good little while. Maybe they'll go down a little bit more, but I think they're going to start trading in the range as well, and then they'll start to slowly creep back up. I don't want to call it early, but I'm wondering if this is a bottom in crypto, man, because it didn't seem like it was ever going to break any lower. So I think we might have already seen the bottom in crypto, y'all. And come back to this video. You can call me wrong if you want to, but we might have already seen the bottom in crypto.
Don't know what macroeconomic issues might come up. There might be another offensive in Ukraine that might shake the markets, some supply shocks, oil, etc., that might really damage the outlook for tech. That being said, what is the argument one can make right now for going into crypto, if at all? In other words, we might have decoupled, but that doesn't necessarily mean a rally.
Well, the argument for going into crypto now, and, I should point out that in my own accounts, I'm only dipping my toe in at the moment. I sold nearly everything, near the top. Hee. And now
Brad, everyone's
we're near what might be the bottom.
Let's see those trades before you brag. That's what I say.
Yes, you want screenshots.
Yeah.
I want to jump in here and also mention we have some economic data out. So excluding food and energy, the PCE price index for September increased 5.1% from 1 year ago. It's a preferred inflation gauge for the Federal Reserve, so it's in line with expectations, but still pretty hot. We've got a Fed meeting around the corner, and so what could this mean?
Fed meeting's on November 2nd, y'all. November 2nd. It's Wednesday next week. Again, we're expecting a 75 basis point rate hike. That's
for whether or not we're going to see a hawkish Fed. I mean, we had that GDP data also out the other day. It was also looking quite high. It looks like they could really potentially hunker down and start tightening even further.
Yeah, this is another case, as far as I'm concerned, of bad news being turned into good news by the markets, which really shows you that in both the stock market and the crypto markets, as I say, it goes for stocks as well as crypto, that the weak hands have more or less been shaken out. And so any hint of good news, there's so many more optimists now on the sidelines, just desperate for any piece of good news. So actually, the PCE figures that we just got have been spun by the market as good news. I mean, I say that right now, obviously things could turn around, but as the markets stand this moment, the pre-market prices for the S&P 500 and indeed major cryptos have edged up a bit on that news. And the reason why I think that that's very positive is because actually the PCE figures, as far as I'm concerned, were pretty disappointing. Even though they came in more or less in line with expectations,
the expectations were already bad. I mean, we're still seeing prices and stuff go up, man. People are still spending more money. Consumer spending was up like 0.5%. And that's because inflation's high. I mean, people are trying to actually hang on to their money the best they can. This inflation just won't go away.
What they revealed was a number of things. They revealed that we've still got a really kind of sticky inflation.
I know.
We also know that it's really wide-ranging in the United States across many, many different goods and services and wage rises, of course. The only thing, frankly, that's keeping it from being a catastrophic figure for the Americans is that the US dollar is so strong. Because, of course, when a currency is really, really...
You're seeing inflation just destroy all these other countries, man, especially in Europe and in China's got their own problems, but Europe is just in shambles right now. They got their energy crisis because of Russia shutting off the oil from Nord Stream, and then you had the pipe explode. And I know there's no way they're getting that oil. I mean, they were trying to cut deals with Saudi Arabia, and we just weren't having it. And then they were trying to get them to buy it from us, and we got our own problems with oil. We're running through our strategic oil reserves. And Biden said he's going to put out this much amount, like he's going to put out 15 million barrels a day, knowing the American public consumes 20 million a day. So it was just brownie points. But man, it's the energy whole situation, the war, it's just got everything just it's just been rough, man. All these just these issues, these supply side issues, these energy crisis issues, man, are just compounding this already bad inflation problem.
Really strong, it means that you get your imports much more cheaply. So America is really benefiting from that strong dollar in those terms, at least. So yes, it's difficult. I'm feeling a little bit kind of like in two minds, because on one hand, as you quite rightly point out, it looks gloomy from an economic point of view, but the markets appear, at least after 6 months, after more than 6 months, God, it's getting on for a year, isn't it? After almost a year of misery, the markets seem to have had enough of negativity, and even anything that's just not terrible news seems to make them go up a little bit. So that's why I'm dipping my toe into the markets, stocks and crypto, because I'm going with the momentum. But as far as the fundamentals are concerned, the economic fundamentals, they ain't really getting much better, are they?
Nope. No, they really aren't. I was just talking about how, just all these crises, man, are just coming together, just keep compounding each other. But fundamentally, things are still bleak on the macro factor. Macroeconomics are still just all over the place. But a lot of these assets, y'all, are just good long-term assets. You're talking about Google, Amazon, Apple. Going back to crypto, I mean, just Bitcoin and Ethereum are just, they've proven themselves to be fantastic long-term assets. And that space is just so new that a lot of these other assets just haven't had time to prove themselves yet. But I think we'll see some more winners in the next bull run. I'm looking at Cardano, Solana, Chainlink, Cosmos. I really like Cosmos. I think Cosmos is very underrated. I can make a whole video just on Cosmos. You know what? Yeah, that's what the next video is going to be about Cosmos, because I think that's a really fantastic coin that more people need to know about. But yeah, guys, if you would please like and subscribe, and you can catch my next video about Cosmos. I'll leave a link to my Twitter down in the description. That'd be at Chris Mike Duncan. You can follow me there, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Take care.